ततोऽयमुदीरयेत्
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवतसेवया
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकीम्
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकीम्।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय जय श्री
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय नित्यानंद
जय
जय
नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय
जय
द्वैत
श्वेत
चंद्र
चंद्र
जय
जय
गौर भक्त वृंद
गौर
गौर भक्त वृंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय
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 जय श्री
चैतन्य
चैतन्य
जय नित्यानंद
जय
जय
नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय
जय श्वेत चंद्र
जय
जय
गौर भक्त वृंद
गौर
गौर
भक्त
भक्त
वृंद
वृंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय
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 श्री
श्री
चैतन्य
चैतन्य
जय नित्यानंद
जय
जय
नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय
जय
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय
गौर भक्त वृंद
जय
गौर भक्त वृंद
हरे कृष्णा
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे
कृष्ण
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 हरे
हरे हरे
हरे राम
हरे
हरे
राम
राम हरे राम
राम राम हरे हरे
राम राम
राम
हरे
राम हरे
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 ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाके चक्षुर्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते लोकनाथ स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वत देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वंदेहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथानितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपाद सहगण ललितां श्रीविशाखानिधांश्च। ओम नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतृषे नमः। I offer my respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is more magnanimous than any other avatara, even Krishna himself, because he is bestowing freely what no one else has ever given, pure love of Krishna. Rupa Goswami thus praises the Lord Chaitanya as the most munificent incarnation of all, for he gives the greatest gift by teaching the highest form of devotional service. Hey, devotees, I put this slide because of this is the essence that we need to understand. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the highest of Prema Pumarpu Mahan. Only that Lord himself can come down. Lord himself can give this pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nobody else. So we can learn today how one can reach to that stage of pure love for Krishna or pure loving devotional service to Krishna. So that's the essence of today's class, and that's the essence of teachings of Lord Chaitanya to Srila Rupa Goswami. How one can, from these eternally conditioned stages of life to the eternally liberated stages of life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can reveal that ecstatic prema to each and everybody just by the mercy. That's what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing and showering that entire mercy to Srila Rupa Goswami. So we can see that the beautiful picture of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how Sri Lord himself that establishing and exhibiting that love for the Supreme Lord. So let's go further deep into this. So let us understand a little bit who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Says that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32 verse, Krishna Varnam Prasha Krishnam Sangopankasha Parshadam Yajne Sankirtana Praye Rajandihi Sumaydasaha. In this age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who is constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companion. So we were going through the Ramananda Rai, the descriptions between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai in the last classes. So those were the concluding chapters of teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So we saw that concluding, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed himself to Sri Ramananda Rai. So that picture you can see here. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Radha and Krishna. So that form revealed to Sri Ramananda Rai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was showering that the mercy, the countless mercy to Sri Ramananda Rai. So you can see that picture. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Sri Radha and Krishna. So that we can see here. So we should always remember the teachings of Lord Chaitanya with that context. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, and combined form of Sri Radha and Krishna, revealing this transcendental knowledge, the absolute truth, the pure love for the Supreme Lord, how one can attain that. So this is the essence of this teaching. Then let's see what is further. So then the teachings of Lord Chaitanya is comprised with many facts, and mainly that as a prelude to get into the details of the teachings of Sri Rupa Goswami, we can understand that little more that what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mainly focused on. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealed that, the Supreme Lord revealed that to the Sri Rupa Goswami, that the spirit soul is immortal and that our activities in the spiritual world are also immortal. So that's very clear. Everybody, I don't think so that anybody has any doubt that we are not spiritual entities. Everybody, some extent, understand that because we are completely different from any other inanimate or the dead matter of this world. So we can perceive, we can think, we can talk, we can move, we can eat, we can breathe, we can create. So many thoughts, so many things can be performed. It's all happening on the spiritual level. Because of this, all qualities are there, the spiritual entity, spiritual level. That's why living entities are considered as the spiritual entities, or they are immortal. So the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, second chapter is completely explains that. 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita explains that. In all living entities are my part and parcel, establishing their principles. Najayade mriyade vakatachin munayam bhuktva bhavitva na bhuyaha ajo nityam shashudayam puranam na hanyade hanyamane sharire. So there are so many verses like that in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna established that living entities are eternal. They are not subject to the death. The living entities are the spirit soul. It's part and parcel of Krishna. It doesn't take birth. It doesn't die, and is not subject to burn or wither by the wind or solute or the soul into the water. So nothing. The soul is eternal. So that principle Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also establishing. So this is the first and foremost understanding that we always have, that we all are the spiritual entities, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We are belongs to the Supreme Lord. We are constitutionally belongs to the Supreme Lord. Our nature is superior than the material nature. That's why we are superior to this material nature, living entities. That's why some extent this living entities can control this material nature. So the living entities are beyond this material nature, but we are bound by this material nature because of when we are not into that platform. We forget that. So this is to be, taught. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord, has to, recollect all this and to remind this to the people, and so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu selected these great personalities. And as we know that Sri Rupa Goswami is none other than the Sri Rupa Manjari. So who is Rupa Manjari? Who is the assistants of the Ashtasakis of the Supreme Lord, the Srimati Radharani. So Ashtasakis, and they are close associates of the Supreme Lord into the spiritual abode in the Goloka Vaikunda. Can somebody please on the mute? There are some background noise. Can you please mute so that we can completely understand this transcendental subject matter? Okay, so Rupa Manjari, so Rupa Goswami is none other than the Rupa Manjari. Manjari is the close eternal associates of the Krishna, those who are in the service, in the assistance of the Sakhis of Srimati Radharani. They are always in the service of the Supreme Lord. So here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord himself is meeting the greatest close associates, that's the Rupa Manjari. So Rupa Manjari of Rupa Goswami came down in this world to assist Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the mission of Sri Rupa Goswami or the Rupa Manjari to reveal, to write and spread, to give out this knowledge to each and every living entity. So they took that service. So Sri Rupa Goswami came, the Rupa Manjari came as Rupa Goswami and then associated with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also teaches the sambandha, or how one can establish the relationship with that Supreme. As we know that we are belongs to that Supreme, we are part of that Supreme, but we forget, we don't know how to establish the relationship with that Supreme because of we forgotten our relationship. We say that we are the lost souls in this world, lost souls, right? So how we can re-establish, we reconnect and go back to Krishna, go back to our original abode, go back to our original nature. So this is the purpose of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because we are so and great fortunate. That's why we are able to also understand this from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches the sambandha, how we can re-establish the relationship, abhideya, and what are the processes that we can follow. So that's why Sri Rupa Goswami is known as the Abhideya Acharya. Sanatana Goswami is known as Sambandha Acharya. So Sanatana Goswami, because of by the teachings of Sanatana Goswami, one can establish the relationship. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also taught Sri Sanatana Goswami the Sambandha Gyan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the Sambandha Gyan to Sanatana Goswami, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the Abhideya knowledge, Abhideya Gyan, or the process of how to execute that, to establish a relationship, how that we can execute that. Sri Rupa Goswami established. And then also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sri Raghunath Das Goswami what are the ultimate benefits or prayojana and Gyan, right? Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya Gyan, and the Prayojana Gyan. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught to Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and Raghunath Goswami. So Rupa Goswami is the Rupa Manjari, and then Raghunath Das Goswami is Kanaka Manjari and Anaka Manjari. So these are all Manjaris. Those are close associates of the Lord in spiritual abode in Goloka, Vrindavan. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifested in this world, these manjaris are also took that their position and their different forms, and they are also revealed through their writings and volumes of the transcendental knowledge they compiled through these various literatures. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also instructed Sri Rupa Goswami write this. So then Sri Rupa Goswami compiled all this in the form of nectar of devotion, or that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu reveals that how one can execute this process of bhakti. So basically, that essence of that nectar of devotion is revealed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami in this, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching to Rupa Goswami. Then Rupa Goswami elaborated those teachings, those instructions from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then compiled as the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So originally, this is from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sri Rupa Goswami. So that we can see that. Then also we can also, when we discussed about Sri Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami, and they also worship Sri Radha and Krishna in a specific form. Like for example, Sri Sanatana Goswami worshipped Sri Radha Madan Mohanji. So if you go to Vrindavan, Radha Madan Mohanji temple is there. So Sanatana Goswami very exclusively worshipping Sri Radha Madan Mohanji. And then Radha Madan Mohanji revealed that how one can establish a relationship. So Sanatana Goswami was the exemplified or personified that how one can, if we follow the footsteps of Sanatana Goswami and teachings of Sri Sanatana Goswami, then we can also establish our relationship, our close relationship with Krishna in the same manner. That's why Sri Sanatana Goswami is known as the Sambandha Acharya. And then also there is a deity called Radha Govinda Dev. Sri Rupa Goswami was worshipping Srila Radha Govinda Dev. So why Srila Radha Govinda Dev also is known as the Abhideya, Abhideya Gyan or Abhideya deity. One who worshipped Radha Govinda Dev, and Radha Govinda Dev also was showering mercy, and how Rupa Goswami was illustrated these all processes of bhakti in this nectar of devotion, and Rupa Goswami also, this the mercy of Sri Radha Govinda Dev. They're always in the service of Radha Govinda Dev, Radha Madan Mohan, and Radha Gopinath. So Radha Gopinath, which was Raghunath Das Goswami, and it's Prayojana. So the Prayojana deity. So one who worship Radha Gopinath, that means why Gopinath? Because of Gopinath, that is the padi or the naad, the taken care. Nath means one who is always taken care. So the Gopinath, so who has already always taking care of the gopis. So it's called Gopinath. So that is Krishna. So why Gopinath? Because of how the gopis were executing, how gopis were have their love for Krishna, how they were executing their loving devotion to the Supreme Lord, and they're always in the service of the Supreme Lord. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that one who has to follow the footsteps of the gopis in Vrindavan. So this is the prayojana that one can get. So one develops that love for the Supreme Lord and come to that stage of like gopis, and they always follow they're always in the service of the Supreme Lord without any tinges of selfish motive. So that's why the Gopinath or rather Gopinath become, that means that devotee can come to that the ultimate stages of the Madhurya Bhav, and then they can establish that relationship and serve the Lord very closely. So these are the various teachings that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to Sri Rupa Goswami. So then further, it's mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu primarily deals with what is beyond this material creation. So devotee is very important because of we are completely forgotten. We don't know. We are completely in ignorant stage or the dark stage, or then we don't know what is exactly what is beyond our material or conceptions of life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals that deals with mainly what is beyond this material creation. The cosmic material expansion is called Maya. So that's what is called Maya Prakriti. Or this is temporarily, or which is full of potency, that which devours whoever is belongs to this material nature, or called the Maya Prakriti. And then beyond that is called Deva Prakriti, or the divine nature. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu primarily revealing this, the difference of between all this, and then basically this cosmic manifestation is the or external energy of the Lord is called Maya or Maya Prakriti. Uh, why it is temporary, why it is called illusory, and it's mentioned that sometimes it is manifested, sometimes it is not. So that's why we can see that when the Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu inhales, everything goes inside him. There is nothing left over. Everything is just goes back to the body of Mahavishnu, then stays there for some time. So there is manifestations and unmanifestation happens. That's why it's called temporary manifestations. Material nature is nothing but a temporary manifestations. But beyond that, there is a higher nature. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also say that Apareyam idastu manyam prakritim vidame param jiva bodha mahabaho dayet darayet chakat. Apareyam idastu manyam prakritim vidime paramo Arjuna. This beyond this material nature, there is a superior nature. Apareyam idastu manyam prakritim vidime param. Beyond this material nature, there is also a superior nature, that jiva bodha mahabaho, O Arjuna, that edam dharayet jagat. This is beyond this material nature. So it is clear that in various, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatas all explains that the Param Vyoma is called Param Vyoma. That's the superior nature, Param Vyoma. So in this way, Krishna is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also reveals to Sri Rupa Goswami, yet there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and is transcendental to the manifested and unmanifested matter. So, whatever in this cosmic material world or this external energy, this is temporary nature of the Lord, and this is which is temporary and it's not eternal. It is just manifest and manifest. It's a temporary nature of. But beyond this nature, there is an eternal nature. There is an eternal nature. That's what it is really paramstu. Param tatmastu tat bhavo anya avyakto avyakta sanatana. That's what it's called. Sanatana means eternal. Sanatana, right? It's not, it's eternal. It is, the Lord is the complete proprietor of it. Sanatana is completely controlled by the Supreme Lord. That's why Anathana or Sanatana. Anathana means not eternal, it is temporary. We know that Anatha means it's subject to destroy. That's Anatha. Sanatana means never destroy. Sanatana. So, so this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing and establishing that the eternal nature of beyond this material nature, and that's the living entities are belongs to that eternal nature. That's why the living entities are known as Sanatana or Sat Chit Ananda. Right? Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge and potency, and Ananda means full of bliss. Sanatana, right? Or Satchit Ananda, right? Satchitananda or Sanatana. These are the various technical terms which uses to establish, to understand that our eternal nature. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further says the symptom of that superior nature is consciousness. So, the moment a person dies, or then not having that consciousness, so that means that when the living entity, that eternal nature, that part and parcel of that supreme eternity, leaves that the body, then that body is now useless. So we know that people, as soon as a person dies, immediately they try to cremate or bury, because of now it start to decay. Now it is useless. So all these lifetimes they were hugging and so much love for that the material body. Now so many ways that decorate and so many lifetimes, so many time we spent to just to maintain that body in a shape, in a beautifying, in so many ways that we do. The time, as soon as a person leaves, that the soul leaves the body, now it is completely useless, completely waste, and it's a waste that that which started to decay and foul smell, and nobody even dare to go near to that body after 2 days because of it start to smell. But that the same body we were hugging and kissing, and so many lifetimes we were doing that, right? So this is the condition of it. So this is the truth that we need to always remember and understand. So beyond this, this the symptom of this superior nature is that consciousness. So see that, just look at that, how many beautiful things are manifesting that consciousness, that so much of things and wonderful things happening in that consciousness, the remembrance and the good remembrance, the bad remembrance, the creativity and the relishness, and how the senses works in conjunction with this consciousness, how our strength, how our happiness, everything in conjunction with that consciousness, that the consciousness is their life, and person can distinguish father, mother, family members, nature, country, every living entities, distinguish and determination, and all this discrimination, all this happening within that consciousness, no doubt everybody can relish that. So this is the symptom of consciousness, but that consciousness is in nature, that is the superior nature of, because of that superiority of that consciousness, that is all that we can relish and perceive, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has revealed all this to Sri Rupa Goswami, and it says that thus in the spiritual world wherein everything is composed of the superior nature. So dear devotees, so we can understand and realize that that same superior nature within ourselves, right? That's called that consciousness, that the nature of the soul, and how that, because we, yes, that we are in the modes of material nature, that's why we are going through these various happiness dualities of this world, happiness, distress, all this. But a person is purified and transcends that mode of nature, where he is in, then he can start to realize and relish that the superior nature of that soul. That's why the great Paramahamsas and Mahatmas, they are liberated souls. They are not subjected to this material laws of material nature. They are always in bliss and happiness and eternally in knowledge of that Supreme Lord. And they're always in that plane of the transcendence, so that we can also experience here. But now we are subject, we are under the Lord's modes of material nature, then we cannot come to that stage. That's why we need to transcend that mode. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals all this transcendental knowledge so that we can go beyond our material plane, right? So like this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing this transcendental understanding to Srila Rupa Goswami. So then we can see that this is further the mercy of Sri Radha Madan Mohan. So let us move further to the actual teachings of the Sri Rupa Goswami. So in order to understand more about Sri Rupa Goswami, it is mentioned that Sri Rupa Goswami is the Acharya of Abhideya, and he reveals how to execute devotional service. So that's why, dear devotees, we are, especially Krishna conscious devotees known as Rupa Anugas. Rupa Anugas, Anuga means to follow, following. Rupa Anuga means one who strictly follows Sri Rupa Goswami. That's it. And that's what it is. We have to strictly follow Sri Rupa Goswami. Then we can attain that pure devotion. Then we can attain that the ultimate goal, that pure love for the Krishna. So sometimes what happens, we deviate. We go this direction, we go to this direction, we go to this cult, we go to follow this sampradaya, that sampradaya. That doesn't help. So now it's very clear. We have the perfect path in front of us. Srila Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord himself revealed this transcendental knowledge to Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Rupa Goswami also revealed this through the Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instructions, various other books. And then we have that in front, and our acharyas, our spiritual masters, devotees, and actually telling us and instructing us what to do. So all we need to do is actually just follow these instructions and this teaching, then we can attain that the perfect stage or the absolute stages of our life. So that's all. So Sri Rupa Goswami is nothing but this none other than the Abhidhe Acharya reveals the how to execute devotional service. So all we need to do is actually just take the shelter of Sri Rupa Goswami through Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada was just propagating these teachings, nothing else, right? So then Srila Rupa Goswami's deity was this is Sri Radha Govindaji, and Sri Rupa Goswami accept the service and give inspiration for increasing surrender on the path of Bhakti Yoga. So Radha Govindaji, one who worship, one who meditate, one who prays, Sri Radha Govinda Dev, and then suppose if you have some kinds of problems executing devotional service, like you don't have properly, you cannot chant, or sometimes you cannot even hear properly, your mind is so disturbed. So what you can do, you can pray to Sri Radha Govinda Dev sincerely, and pray to the Rupa Goswami and Sri Radha Govinda Dev, please reveal this transcendental truth. Please eradicate my impediments from the path of bhakti. Then, dear devotees, one can greatly then more grow more in bhakti, and can execute this devotion very perfectly and purely by the blessings of Sri Radha Govinda Dev. So just as a side note. So then Sri Rupa Goswami, writing many books, Sri Rupa Goswami has very kindly established the scientific basis of bhakti. This is very important. That's what many times we are all okay. What is the science behind it? What is the logic behind this? When I say, or when we say that we should follow, we should hear. So Rupa Goswami, through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has revealed this to Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami was then scientifically established, elaborate that what is when we hear, what happens to, so that we can see in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya as well, when we hear what happens. So this scientifically reveals and scientifically establishing this path of bhakti. So Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada is mentioning everyone should read this book, Nectar of Devotion, very attentively. So we went through that various classes in the previous section of it, Nectar of Devotion. The devotees, our nature is tend to forget everything on immediately after here. So because of our heart is not there. our heart is not purified, is completely contaminated. So nothing stays in our heart or consciousness. So because of that, we have to repeatedly read and study and analyze this and absorb in our consciousness. So this is the way that we should progress in bhakti. It's not that just hear it and through the one ear and then next they goes through it, and after the class if somebody asks some questions, we don't have anything to, because we have not have that pure consciousness to completely understand this. So that's why we have to repeat again and again, and that's okay, that's fine, because we are all now as a grihasthas are so many things that to take and care. And but what we need is actually we seek the blessings and the mercy of devotees so that our heart can be purified. And especially when you hear from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Goswami, this can clean our heart very greatly. So this always we have to have that mood of very attentiveness and sincerity to hear. So this is our qualification. This must be our qualification, our humbleness, our dhairyada. That means our helplessness. So we are helpless and we are even trying very hard, but it's very difficult to get and absorb and bring it to that. So, but when we have our sincere mood of, surrendering or sincere attempt, our sincere ways to that to attain this, so that that we are all attending here every day evening and sincerely coming and trying to hear and understand more and more. Dear devotees, this is the mood that we need. This is the mood of humility. This is the mood of helplessness, that we are there to hear and understand this. So Sri Rupa Goswami also established that. Bhakti Vinod Thakur very greatly elaborated that our always dainyata, that means our mood of helplessness. We should be always that. We never pose that ourselves that I am so great, I know so many things, I don't want to hear anything anymore. We should always ready to hear this transcendental subject matter wherever and whenever we can hear from it, because of it can purify our heart greatly. So it is mentioned that if anyone reads the nectar of devotion very carefully, he will have all the guidance of the bhakti cult. What is that bhakti cult? That means we will have all the guidance of our acharya, our sampradaya acharya. That means from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu onward down to Srila Prabhupada and even the devotees, we get the mercy and the blessings and the guidance of it. So it's very important that should always have this keen attendance and keen and helpfulness and sincere devotion, sincere heart to receive this. So this is the prelude of that to understand this more and more, dear devotees. This way we can perfect our existence. So then we come to this, then Raghunath Goswami, the Prayojana Acharya, I just mentioned before, and let us go further down to the understanding of. So the Gaudiya Vaishnava who follow strictly the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu worship the divinity by chanting the transcendental sounds meant to develop sense of one's transcendental relationship with the Supreme Lord Sambandha and reciprocation of mellows of mutual affection abhideya, and ultimately the achievement of the desired success in loving service prayojana. These three deities, Madana Mohana, Govindaji, and Gopinath, are worshipped in three different stages once development. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu scrupulously follow these principles approach. So, dear devotees, and this is what it is, the core and the theme of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings to Srila Rupa Goswami. So, as I mentioned that one can completely, now we are all eternally conditioned souls, eternally conditioned souls. And by following this, we can completely from our eternally conditioned stages to the eternally liberated state just by even hearing this section of Sri Rupa Goswami. It's very nicely explained, this one. So then it's beginning of this, we can see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned to Sri Rupa Goswami about the how it one can eternally invoke the constitutional position of living entity. So as mentioned that the living entities are eternal, they're superior nature, they are constitutionally superior than this material nature, they are eternal, they are always, they are belongs to the Supreme Lord. So, but this forgotten and it's dormant in our heart. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned first. The science of devotion is just like an ocean. So we cannot understand the depth and the breadth of the ocean. It's very difficult. So, like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning to Sri Goswami is that the the science of devotion is it's like an ocean. It cannot, it can go very deep. It can go very deep. So dear devotees, don't think that okay, we just chanted some rounds of anjans here and essence, okay, and that's the devotion done. And I don't need to do anything anymore. Dear devotees like an ocean. And that what we are getting, was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even told to Sri Rupa Goswami that we are just getting one drop of it, drop of that ocean. So this is the deep understanding one should have. The devotional service like an ocean. It doesn't stop. It's just not that just a drop of this an ocean of how many drops are in the ocean. Can anybody count how many drops of water in the ocean? It's impossible, right, to count the number of drops in the ocean. So like that, the devotional service, that the loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord like an ocean. So one can actually, the truth is that one can enter into that ocean and then understand that the soothness, that the very wonderful nature of that the water, and then one can experience it. And this is what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Rupa Goswami, the constituent portion of living entity is infinitesimal part. So we cannot say that we are the subside. There is, because of, there are some conception there, that concept there, that oh, that we are also the Lord. There is no difference between Lord and us. We are also same as the Lord. So there is a Sayuchi Mukti. When we liberate, we merge with the Lord. So we also become the Lord. So there is an impersonal aspect of it, or it's called Brahmavad or Mayavad. There are so many schools of thoughts out there. So, but this misguides the people. So because of that, the primary and the foremost understanding that we should have is that we are the infinitesimal part of the Supreme Lord. We are a tiny portion of the Supreme Lord. If we compare the ocean of it, if we compare the ocean, we are just tiny a drop of water of that ocean. The ocean is that Vibhu, that He is great. The Supreme Lord is great. We are just like an ocean, but we are just tiny one drop of that ocean of water. So we are infinitesimal part. So there is also, in the Srimad Bhagavatam reveals that this very clearly when Sanat Kumaras were offering the praise to the Supreme Lord. And it is mentioned that in the Srimad Bhagavatam as well, that unless and until the living entities are infinitesimal part, then only that they can relish and establish that they are loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, there is no chance that the living entities can go through the process of bhakti, and they will not attain that. So it is completely eradicate that the thoughts of that the living entities are same as the Lord. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is go further about the how the living entities are. So living entities are eternally conditioned. So then there are two kinds of this conditioned souls. That means Nitya Baddhas and the Nitya Muktas. Two types of condition, that is Nitya Baddhas, eternally conditioned. That is called the moving and the non-moving. So we can see that in this world, there are humans and the animals, they're moving, but there are plants and the trees and the creepers, they don't move, right? The mountains and all those things, they don't move. They are in a stable in one place. So this is called animate, inanimate, or two types of moving, or jangama, stavara, right? In the Sanskrit it's called stavara and jangama. Stavara means in steady, and jangama means which is moving, right? Then again, in the moving, the categories, like ones who move, there are three types of categories. One is in the air, another is on the land, another is on the water. So that we can see that, right? The different types of the living entities, and ones that fly in the sky, some are moving on the land, and some moving in the water. Then out of that, the on the land, the living entities generally, and the top of all those ladder is the human. Then the humans are very rare, right? Out of all these various species of living entities, compared to that all living entities, even humans comes even not even comes to 1% of it, right? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that humans are in two kinds: the righteous people and unrighteous people, right? So out of the righteous people, and generally thus known as the karmis and the jnanis, or generally known as the pious people. So out of these pious and the jnanis, There's one who knows the purpose of Vedas and understand the Supreme, search for the absolute knowledge, and they will be liberated. They will come to that liberated platform. So this again reveals that in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita that Krishna says to Arjuna, Manushyanam sahasreshu kachit dadadi siddhaye edadi abhisiddhanam kachit mameti satvadaha. That means Manushyanam, out of many, many millions of people, hardly one knows me. Hardly one knows me. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschitadadisiddhaye edadi abhisiddhanam. And one who knows, and out of that many millions of one who knows me, and hardly one knows me in truth. Edadi abhisiddhanam kachit mam edi tattvada. Tattvada means hardly wants me in truth. Tattva means the principle of the original or absolute truth. Hardly one knows me in truth. So the devotee Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also revealing that same, that in the human there are various kinds of, and there are pious people, and out of that pious hardly one knows, and the purpose of that is existence, and he comes to that level of understanding the Vedas. Then out of that Vedas, one actually knows me in what is the purpose of Vedas, then he comes to that the liberated platform eventually, right? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also reveals that Sri Goswami, those who are liberated engages in the devotional service. So the devotees don't think that okay, and if that devotional service or engaging the service of the Lord. Some people say that when they see the Krishna conscious devotees or ISKCON devotees, they say, "Oh, these people are what is called nuts. They don't have anything else. They are very sentimental people. They chant and dance on the street. They don't have anything else to do, and they just crazy people." They are crazy people, but because of their ignorance that they do not know that what a position that a devotee comes to that stage of chanting and dancing in front of the Lord. They're completely in ecstasy of taking the holy name and then revealing this to the wonderful devotees, and then bringing all these souls back to Krishna. Then yesterday I was hearing from the Mukunda Datta Prabhu was initially the when Srila Prabhupada started this the Krishna conscious movement. Initially, many families were very much upset with this ISKCON, because they says that this ISKCON people are brainwashing the people and inducing some kind of cult in their head and brain and brainwashing, and then bringing the people in the different. They didn't know that what kind of process this is, and they thought that initially this is some kind of another cult. So they filed a case against ISKCON. They filed a case against ISKCON, and they brought it into the. So they then again they told Srila Prabhupada what to do. So this is a case against. They are all afraid because of those devotees joined in the beginning. They were just in the 19s, 20s, 21, 22 years old. They are not old. They have the long way their life ahead of it. They were also afraid a little bit, and they asked Srila Prabhupada what to do. Srila Prabhupada says, nothing to worry. You don't need to worry about anything. That you have my books, and you take that books into the courtroom, and then just tell that you just take that the verses, or you just read from there, and then you'll be okay. So then there was a court date, and they went to the courtroom, and the judge, they asked these various questions, and these devotees, so for each and every question they answered from the scriptures. And the judge understood that this is not that ordinary cult. This was there established for thousands of thousands of years. This is the oldest religion, but people forgot about it. Now in this new country, this is quite new to the people, and they don't know. But this is the oldest of oldest, and this is the real and the absolute processes that one can attain the pure devotion to the Lord. So that everything is dismissed, and the judge established that yes, this is the perfect stage, and then devotees were relieved. So this is the way that. So because of our ignorance and all, then people take it in a different way. But devotional service is very dear devotees. It's on the liberated souls. One who is liberated can execute the devotional services, pure loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord with love and faith. So they are generally known as Krishna Bhaktas. So this is what it is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to Sri Rupa Goswami, one should come to that stage. They are liberated already. They are known as Krishna Bhaktas. Then he says that Krishna Bhaktas are free from material desires. Okay, and actually Krishna Bhaktas should be free from the material desires. And then further, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals to Sri Rupa Goswami that they are very rare, and only by the mercy of devotees and Krishna they get the seed of loving devotion. Okay. only by the mercy of devotees and Krishna. Krishna and devotees, they get the seed of loving devotion. Always remember that. Then further Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealing that to Sri Rupa Goswami and mentioned that then one should grow this seed. Okay. So this is the real teachings to Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Rupa Goswami mentioned this in the Nectar of Devotion. One should grow this seed and by watering the seed, put it in the soil, water the seed so that this seed will grow, it will start to sprout and it will create some vines and then it create the leaves. It grows and it grows and grows and grows very tall and tall, and grows and it breaks the boundary of the universe and it enters into the Goloka Vrindavan, and finally it reaches to the touches the lotus feet of Krishna. Dear devotees, this was the teaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving to Sri. If one sow the seed of bhakti, then if we water that seed and it grows, and how we should water the seed? It is mentioned that the mercy of the spiritual matter, one can achieve the causeless mercy of the Lord. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can attain the mercy of the bona fide spiritual master. And then devotional trees grows by the watering the tree. What is that watering the tree? Our practice of sadhana. Our practice of sadhana, that the process which reveals that different process of mainly nine process of bhakti, that one can grow this seed and then by watering, by our sadhana, by our bhakti practicing devotion, it grows and grows. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that what one should be very careful because of, and if you don't water the tree, what happens? By the scorching heat and other external elements, this can dry up. Okay, so that's why, dear devotees, every day our sadhana must be there, otherwise it can dry out. Okay, so sadhana bhakti is called sadhana bhakti, that every day we should follow this transcendental process of bhakti. Then it grows and grows and grows and grows. That's why it grows and then break the boundary of this universe, and it's break the boundary of this Brahma Jyoti and doesn't affect anything. And sadhana bhakti, this bhakti which you practices, it can even grow and it go to the lotus feet of the Krishna. So then also it's mentioned that when the trees are not completely covered, right? The tree is not covered, so other living entities, other animals or living entities come and destroy this aswa. Okay, so always this tree, this analogy, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioning to Sri Rupa Goswami is that the seed of bhakti grows when we have carefully protected. So it is also our duties, like a little plant is outside, and if we don't carefully protect it, then the animals, the deers, and all the other animals come and eat and go. So similarly, our bhakti also can be tarnished, and spoiled, and destroyed by the external elements and entity because of. And what is that? It is called Vaishnava Aparadh. Okay, Vaishnava Aparadh, the offenses against that kind of devotee, or that we make that offenses against the holy name, the Vaishnava Aparadh, or the against the devotees, or against that Aparadh which we makes, which can actually completely destroy that the growth of this tree. It can destroy that. It is mentioned that Vaishnava Aparadh is kind of a mad elephant. When a mad elephant enters into the garden, which completely destroys the entire garden, then the beauty of the garden is completely gone, is destroyed, all the trees and things like that. Similarly, the aparadh that which may, so one should carefully guard against this, the aparadh offenses against the holy name. One should carefully guard against the offenses against the devotees. Okay, so we will take another section of the class about this Vaishnava etiquettes and how to avoid these offenses. So there are 10 offenses against the holy name. There are 10 offenses against the Vaishnava Bharat. There are 10 offenses also against the Dhamma Bharat. There are various offenses. So one should very carefully protect this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also revealed this to Sri Rupa Goswami, that how one can completely protect from these various offenses. So I'm not going into the details. It takes a lot of time for that. Right? So, and that's and also another thing is actually Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the weeds can also grow along with this seed. When the plants comes out, also there will be weeds along with it, because when we put water, there will be weeds. What are that weed? Weed is nothing but our selfish mentality. That means when something we achieve, right? So then when we grow a little further, we get some adhikar. Then what happens? We completely blind by the name and the fame and the desires that I should be in a comfortable situations and position. I need to be so comfortable, otherwise I cannot do anything. And so much, and people are so used to that, the respect and so many thousands of followers. And still, it's Srila mentioned that. Then, just getting into that level of it and then just enjoying that comfortability, but then forget completely about it. And then these are called weeds. So always we should be careful, and what very carefully we have to remove these weeds. So, and then we have to protect, and then that's why it's known as in the weeds, like a four regulative principles we have to follow. And then we have to be very careful about all these, that various anarthas which we develop along with this. Then when we seed that our the bhakti in our heart, so that the weeds can also come, but we should completely, very carefully remove these weeds from our heart. Then the seed can grow very nicely. Otherwise, seed doesn't grow. It can destroy, the weeds can destroy the seed of bhakti. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says further, love of Godhead is dormant in every living entity. So it is the original fire. Everything else in the world is just some glitterness. So that is the love for the Godhead. So then only that we can develop that, the love for the Lord Godhead, and everything else is that the glitter. So if we are looking for fame, name, or we worship in a different other ways, or we say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Okay, let me follow this dharma, that dharma, this dharma, artha. Okay, let me attain all this. So this is all various types of worship, that okay, let me, with the sakarma, or with the desires of this materials and gratification. These are all various kinds. These are all the glitterness of it. But this is not the original fire of it. So we know that when the deep down of these ashes, there is fire. That's the original fire. That original fire is always, it has its own nature. Similarly, if one develops the love for the Supreme Lord, that is the original fire that we can. That's original. So everything else is kind of just glittering. Some lights come from here and there, is glitters over everything. But the original fire, and that the fire, the light come from that fire, that's what is the love of Godhead compared to that. So like a sun, right? The sun, shines, and from the sun the light comes, the sun shines. The original sun, that's what is the love of Godhead compared to. But when the sun reflects in various others, like so when sun reflects on the mirror, sun reflects on the water, we misunderstood that, okay, oh, this is what it is. Or no, but it's just a reflection of it. So similarly, but the love of Godhead, the bhakti or love of Godhead is the original like a sun, original like a fire. So everything else is just a glittering. So this is what it is. So pure devotional service means engaging all one's senses in the service of the Lord. So when we practice and then we come to that stage, then it grows that the bhakti and the seed. Then we come to the pure devotional service, pure devotional stage, and when we employ all our senses and engage all our senses into the service of the Lord. So this is actually, we then slowly get into that the pure devotional service, pure devotional path. Pure devotee accepts the transcendental loving service of the Lord, but rejects all kinds of liberation for his personal sense gratification. He rejects everything else, right? For anything that which is personal, he doesn't care. He rejects it, but he completely devotes, accepts whatever anugulasya sangalpa, pratigulasya varchida. So it completely takes that what is favorable for the devotional service. Anyabhilashida shunyam jnana karmadhyana Anukuliyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktirutam Anukuliyena, favorable for the service of the Lord. This is the way that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that one can gradually come to that pure the stages of bhakti, that is called loving devotions, or the love for the Supreme Lord. So in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that what is the objective of Srimad Bhagavatam? The objective of Srimad Bhagavatam, the hear the glories of the Supreme Lord, nothing but to develop the love for the Supreme Lord. That's it. That's the essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So essence of all this teaching is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that to develop the love for the Supreme Lord. And that what kind of love that should be? Ahetuki aprati, unconditional love for the Supreme Lord. That's what it is, dear devotees, when one attains the lotus feet of the Lord. This is the way that one can attain the lotus feet of the Lord. One can enter into that the Goloka Vrindavan, attain that eternal service of the Lord, attain the eternal nature, and to serve the Supreme Lord eternally and beyond this material nature, dear devotees. So this is very, very powerful, this section. And there are a couple more slides. But yeah. Um, yeah. So then what happens is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then reveals that the different stages like sadhana bhakti, then raganuga bhakti, then bhava bhakti, and then prema bhakti. So ultimately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to Rupa Goswami that one can gradually develop by this process of developing this loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. One can come to the stage of sadhana, from the sadhana come to the attachment for the Lord. Then one can come to the bhava, the ecstatic symptom. This chapter reveals that various kinds of ecstatic symptoms, and that comes to that bhava. Then one can come to that the stage of pure the prema bhakti. In that prema bhakti, then one establish the relationship, like in a dasya, there is in a there is a sakya, then valsalya, then madhurya. And it is mentioned that all these transcendental relationships culminates on the highest platform, conjugal love, Madhuraras, wherein they all exist simultaneously. Dear devotees, this is where from eternally conditioned stage, then it takes us to that eternally liberated stage by this process of bhakti and love for the Lord. And then how one can exhibit that love for the Lord, engaging in the pure loving devotional service. What is the liberation services? That nine process of bhakti, that means Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Pada Sevana, Archana, Vandana, Dasi, Sakya, Atmadeva. This process of bhakti, one can come to that stage of that pure, loving, devotional service, that Madhurya Bhakti, that comprises, that contains everything. This is the highest of all, and then eternally existent along with that Supreme Lord in that service. Dear devotees, this is what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing to Sri Rupa Goswami. So this process of bhakti, dear devotees, it's a very, very wonderful chapter, and we should take it in our heart. This how one can. So always remember this: how one can grow this seed of bhakti purely, and that seed grows and grows and grows, reaches and breaks the boundary of this universe or this material nature or our material afflictions, material clutches, and it breaks everything and enriches to that the lotus feet of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing this, the secret, the confidence, and the confidential knowledge, and the science behind it. And so that one can, every living entity can reach to their eternal, original, constitutional position, that nothing but in the service of the Supreme Lord. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadat. So thank you so much, dear devotees. Let me stop here, and it's almost an hour now. And Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay. So there is one comment. What is that? Okay. Okay. So thank you, dear devotees, for being there. And we'll be also continuing these 5 sections throughout this week, and so that we can understand little in a nutshell, in a comprised, form of that. What is the real understanding? So we can also take that in our heart. Okay. Let me stop here. Thank you so much. Indira Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. So anything else? Anybody else would like to add any comments, any reflections? Murdanta Prabhu, yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. All Krishna Prabhu. Thank you,
Prabhu.
Prabhu, for a wonderful class as always. Prabhu, I'm curious to know if you would have any information. See, Prabhupada wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Which is all, the entire Antya, Madhya, and Adi. All 3, correct?
Yeah.
And then after, so was teachings of TLC, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, before or after he wrote? And if it is after, I can understand if it was before. So he had summarized and then gave the full details.
Yeah.
Just trying to get an understanding on that, if you know anything.
Yesterday, Mukundadatta Prabhu was giving this. Actually, this teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada, it was actually his original lecture that Srila Prabhupada was, lecture series. And then it is actually later, then it's compiled as the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. When he actually, on the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada was giving this. So then the Chaitanya Charitamrita was compiled like Srila Prabhupada, yesterday Mukundadatta Prabhu was mentioning this. Srila Prabhupada said in 1 month, I need to get this printed 1 month, the entire set of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Everybody so hard. Within a month, they published the Chaitanya Charitamrita, 17 volumes of books. So this is the devotion, that devotees get. Yes, I don't know exactly that when the teachings of Lord Chaitanya published. My understanding is maybe before, because of it was the lecture series initially, and then then it is compiled, and then it's printed, and then
Okay.
also then Chaitanya Charitamrita is also printed, published in that.
Okay. Something like Science of Self-Realization or
Yes,
lecture.
exactly. The lectures, and yeah,
Okay, Prabhu. Thanks.
no problem.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anything else? Anybody else? Anything that any reflections or any questions anybody has? Anything that on this basis? We are going through this so wonderful topic.
So, Prabhu, what's the next book we are doing after TLC?
So this is what it is. We wanted to understand from each one of you, and we were discussing this. We're going to take the Vaishnava etiquette course. It's a course in the sense. So basically, what is this course means that everybody can register that course, and they will get a certificate from our temple. Okay. So, and also, not. I mean, if somebody doesn't need a certificate, they also can join the class. They can also participate the class, but they will not get the certificate. But it's always good to have a certificate when you go for the initiation, when you go for the second initiation, or later down the road, that I need something, okay, this I went through this. So it's good to register, and the first priority preferences that. Then after that, if everybody can participate in this class, right? But this also in the form of a course, and we will be sending a registration link, and then hopefully we'll start by the next Monday. And if we are not finished by this week, or then following Monday.
So same 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yes. Same
Online.
channel, same, yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Okay. Anything else anybody would like to reveal? Any other comments?
Prabhuji, on Friday, we attend the Bhakti Vriksha. So it's always coincides. So why can't we keep Monday to Thursday the course, a registered course? So that way we don't miss anything.
Yeah, that's true. But we can still, the Bhakti Vriksha, this class is still say 8 o'clock, till 8 o'clock. So then we can listen at least. And then 8 o'clock is actually, generally most of the Bhakti Vriksha starts after 8, right? With the class, and maybe some kirtan maybe in the early, 7:30 or something. Yeah, that's the reason that we kept it 7 to 8 and 8 to like 9 o'clock, the Bhakti Vriksha classes and other classes. So the thing is that, Mataji, many other devotees, those who doesn't attend the Bhakti Vriksha, can also participate here, right? So that's also another reason for it.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
No problem. Okay.
So it's very good idea having it as a course.
Yeah.
Because then with QA and all, it'll, more serious.
Exactly.
The tests and all that. So I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Anybody else? We see a lot of other devotees. New devotees, more devotees joining. Tulasi Devi, seeing first time, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
All good, Srila Prabhupada. So you come to temple, Mataji. How did you come to know about this? Or classes and all?
Prabhuji, I'm regularly coming to temple, Prabhuji.
Okay.
I'm a shelter devotee of Jaipadaka Swami Guru Maharaj.
Oh, very nice. Wonderful. Yes. Yeah. Very good. Please join.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Also see her Kavita Mataji. Mataji, you could join. Oh no. Yeah. Kavita Bhupati Mataji. Is that you?
Yes, Prabhuji, I joined today. I came a little early, so I could join. I'm
Oh,
happy.
very nice. Yes.
Bhakti
know
Bija,
that.
what you said.
Sorry?
You were telling about the Bhakti Bija and everything. I felt
Yes.
so happy, I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wish I can come every day, but I was
Please try. And this is on the Zoom, right? While you're driving or whatever you do, you can hear it. So you can, that's why, put it on the Zoom. Everybody can hear it so nicely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, as you said, maybe when I'm in the car also, maybe I can just join.
yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It's a very beautiful class.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And please join. We will be next few sections, like next we'll be taking Vaishnava Ethique. Then after that, we are going to start Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's kind of a study that everybody is looking for, to hear and understand what exactly how one can execute the bhakti. So nice. And from the, hearing, understanding from various devotees,
Yeah.
very well, so that we can learn. That's also
Prabhuji, there's a question. You're going to start Bhakti Shastri course, something?
that at the temple level, Madhuri, so that that's a very dedicated course in the sense that so
It's going
yeah,
to start in our temple?
we will start. Yes, we will start a course because of many people are going here and there, so we can also start some courses.
Oh,
Yes.
that would be nice. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
No problem. Thank you for joining. Okay, anything else? Any other questions, comments, reflections after hearing this entire chapter?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Glories to Sri Prabhupada.
All good, Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
one question I have.
Sure.
Brahmavadi and Mayavadi, are they just one and the same, or is there something difference between those
There is some slight,
philosophies?
there are slight differences. Basically, Mayavadis are actually known as the impersonalist, or they say, this everything is illusion, Maya, Jagat Mithya, all those things, Brahmam, Satyam, and Maya, the illusion. There is, everything is, illusion. Everything is illusion in this world. Mayavad, Shunyavad, this all consider of the, that Buddhism, it's kind of Shunyavad, and Mayavad is also some extension of that, Shunyavad. Further, next steps to that. But Brahmavad is actually, yes, they says that, everything is Brahman, right? There is no personal aspect. Also, yeah, they are also generally known as impersonalist, and they says that okay, everything is Brahman, and then their concept is more goes beyond. That's generally the Advaita philosophy, and then there is no two. Everything is one, and then after that, Brahman is only exists. There is no form for the Lord. There is no quality for the Lord. There is no other, nirvikara, nirguna, nirvikalpa, and so everything is just like a light, just like a energy. That's what it is. This Brahmavadis, Brahman. Everything is Brahman. So Mayavadis is more goes beyond, and they say, oh, there is no truth in it. There is no truth that doesn't exist in it. Is all just an illusion, just Maya. And is also an extension of Shunya. That means Shunyavad means everybody goes to Nirvana, nothing. So Shunya, Buddhism is actually, okay, everybody after this goes to nothing. Okay. Then their concept is that, okay, because of your activities in this world, so you may take a birth again, you may suffer in this world, but if you take Nirvana, then you goes nothing, you goes to nothing, right? So Mayavad is also like that, something that this is all that what we do, everything is illusion, but you just come to that concept of, yes, we go to that, merge into the energy of the Lord. This is another version of the Mayavad is another version of the Brahmavad, but those doesn't have any basis of anything, that doesn't help the people to really achieve the love and go back to the Godhead. Only by the devotion that one can goes back to the Supreme Lord. Is it clear, or is it?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Babu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranam, all worship Srila. Yeah.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. So Prabhu, one thing in that context, that Mayavadi and Brahmavadi.
Yeah.
So can you please clarify, give some clarification about that? Brahmavadi thinks that God is supreme. At least there is God has no form, but God is supreme.
Yeah.
We are the part and parcel, right? At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
we think about that, right?
Yeah.
But Mayavadi is not thinking about that, right?
Mayavadi, some extent, they also think that, okay, I mean, see, just for an example, like, it's like a person, an elephant is there. Oh, they look at the elephant, they say, oh, this is Maya. There is no sense behind it.
Yes, yes.
There is no logic behind it. Oh, this is also Maya. They say a pot, they say a flower, a garden. Oh, this is all Maya. No
Yeah.
sense behind it. This is all what is created by, this is all Maya or temporary, this illusion. There is no sense into it, right? So they have some concepts of the Lord, even though they have Brahmavadis have greater concepts of the Lord, that Brahman and the Brahman exist and Brahman has. But Mayavadis doesn't come to that level. They say, okay, there is some energy that which binds everything together, and then that's what it is. So everything is illusion, everything is Maya, right?
Yes, yes, Sir Prabhu. But that I heard that from other lecture, your lecture also. I heard that
Yeah.
Mayavadi thinks that when they become the merged with the Brahma Jyoti, he thought that
No, they don't think that they will merge. They think that they are also, I mean, they say everything is Maya. Mayavadis means that everything that what they see, what they survey, everything is Maya. Material nature is Maya. There is no substance in it. There is no existence for it, right? Everything is Maya. But then what happens? Yeah, another version of Brahmavadi. So they come to that, they say they don't even come to that Brahman concept actually, Mayavadis. What impersonalists or the Brahmavadis say, there is a Brahman. They exist, Brahman exists, and that's what is at least. Everything comes from the Brahman, everything maintains by Brahman, everything goes back to the Brahman, right? So what the Brahmavadi says that, okay, what is this is the ignorance. Because of the ignorance that we suffer, when they attain the knowledge, so they go back to the Brahman. But Mayavadis doesn't come to that level of it. Mayavadis says that, okay, this is all kind of illusion. There is no sense into it. This doesn't, anything that which they see or there is no sense of it. So then what happens? They say that, okay, what is ultimately is there some kind of energy, or this is based on some kind of energy, some kinds of, the potency that creates everything and that makes everything possible. And then what happens? Then a person dies and person comes to that. Then if he does everything, okay, he just want to focus. That's why many times the people just focus on some sound, right? There's many people, they focus on some sound, they say, oh, or something like that. They just take it, they just meditate on that, just some sound, just something like that. So they think that, they just can come to that, if they do that practice of, frequently, then they come to that level of energy and they merge with that energy and then done. There is nothing left, it then remains like an extension of shunya. That's why I mentioned that the extension of shunya means, okay, just gone, then it doesn't come back. But otherwise, if it doesn't do anything good and things like that is in practice, he will come back and suffer like that. So the Mayavad is also pretty similar to that. And then they get into goats back if they focus on certain things and then follow that certain, some sound or some kinds of processes. And I don't know Maya what kind of process void. That's called a voidism, right? They meditate on the void, right? There's something. And then what happens? They think that they will merge with the void, right? They merge with that kind of energy. So this is basically the Mayavad and another version of Brahmavad, right? So that's what it is. Brahmavad is more prominent. That's what it is. Brahmedi, Paramatmedi, Bhagavan, Iti Shakti. That's Bhagavad explains that there is another aspect of the Lord, Brahman. That Brahman is also known as the Bhagavan and Paramatma. Mayavadis doesn't come to that level of understanding.
okay, so so Mayavadi told that I am God, you God. So like that is the Mayavadi or Brahmavadi?
That both says. Brahmavadi also says that they say everything is Brahman, right?
Okay.
Brahmavadis, impersonalists, they also says that everything is Brahman. So the living entities are also Brahman. Yes, I mean slightly a portion of Brahman, and because of we are part of the Supreme. So in one sense, it's right, but their concept is that we are also God. Brahmavadi says we are also God or impersonalist. They say that I am also not. They say Namo Narayana. You are also God. I am also God. So this is the concept Brahmavadis. But Mayavadis doesn't have that. Doesn't come to that level of understanding. This is that okay, Maya, everything is illusion here, and then only that that potency which remains, and then one goes back to that potency, and then if you do good and these things, charity, Mayavadi, so everything is what all you need to do, you just your duty and do some charity and do this, do that, and then you're good. This kinds of understanding in which, and then meditate, sit and meditate on void. We sit and meditate on sound, sit and meditate on do this, do that. So many people are there, right? So everything else is, you say, this whatever you see, survey and perceive, and it's all like Maya. All this, there is no sense for it. There's all illusion.
Okay, got it, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. But last thing is that I think that Shankaracharya is Mayavadi or Brahmavadi.
Shankaracharya basically that Brahmavadi, but that's just for us. We know that Shankaracharya is actually brought this concept of impersonalism, right? Brahman, Jagat Mithya, Brahman Satya, right?
Yeah.
Is Shankaracharya mentioned that yes, Brahman is the only ultimate truth. Jagat, what we see is actually Mithya. Mithya means untruth, it's no reality, right? So then actually Mayavad is actually the extension of that. Then some people or some schools of thought took it that, oh, everything is Mithya, everything is illusion here. So there are some schools of thoughts of people. Then they are actually kind of started this, okay, everything is illusion. And then, so in one sense, we can say that, yes, the Mayavad is an extension of Brahmavad.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
Yep.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Very good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Okay. Okay. Nothing else. Let's conclude today's class. Thank you so much. And we'll be continue this sections by section, like 5 sections. And tomorrow will be the essence of the teachings to Srila Sanatana Goswami, the complete essence and lessons that we can learn. Okay. So please join. Thank you. Let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindubhye vacha Padidanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavanda ki jai. Mandara Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Mahaprabhu ki jai. Ananda Gauri Vaishnavanda ki jai.
Jai.
Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari.
Jai.
Thank you all. Thank you, dear. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.